There are moments in a man's life when everything he thought he knew shifts beneath his feet like loose shale on a canyon wall. This is a story about one such moment when a rancher who chose solitude found himself stripped of even that choice. And when a woman with nothing left to lose gambled everything on a stranger. It's about what happens when two people meet at the end of their ropes and decide, against all reason, to tie them together. The cattle smell water before Jacob does. They push toward the creek, 8 head jostling, hooves clattering over white stones. He dismounts. 47 days since he spoke to another human. The silence suits him fine. 4 riders materialize from the dawn like smoke. Jacob's hand moves toward his rifle. His heart kicks hard against his ribs. Stops. A Henry's already aimed at his chest. His mouth goes dry. Copper taste on his tongue. Easy now. The lead rider has a scar splitting his eyebrow. Nobody needs hurting. Jacob says nothing. His pulse hammers in his throat. He counts them, counts guns, does the arithmetic. His hands want to shake. He won't let them. Cattle ain't worth much, Scarface continues. But a man who knows how to work, he grins. Trading post pays good for that. They take his horse, his rifle, the pocket watch that stopped 3 years ago when Martha died, bind his wrists with rawhide, make him walk. The leather cuts deep. His wedding ring catches morning light tarnished green where the gold wore thin. Blood darkens the bindings. His breath comes shallow now, fast, not from fear, from the sudden, terrible understanding that he has become livestock. Sometimes the hardest journeys start with our hands bound. If you're reading this from your home tonight, wherever that might be, I'd be grateful to know. There's comfort in knowing we're not alone in the dark. The post squats between red hills like something dead and festering, sod roof sagging, walls patched with hides and weathered planks. The smell hits first unwashed bodies, rotting meat, horse piss layered thick in the air. Jacob's stomach turns. He swallows bile. They shove him into a pen. 2 others already there, a Mexican boy, maybe 16, staring at his feet like the ground might swallow him. A Shoshone man, gray braids, face carved from stone, neither looks up. Fresh stock, Scarface announces. Men drift over, trading, drinking. Their eyes move across Jacob like he's horseflesh. The post trader waddles out. Fat man, stained vest stretched tight across his belly, fingers like sausages. He grabs Jacob's jaw, wrenches his head sideways. Jacob tastes blood where he bit his tongue. The man's breath reeks of whiskey and tobacco. Checks his teeth like he's buying a mule. Bit long in the tooth. He's strong, Scarface says. Rancher, knows cattle. Rancher. The trader laughs. His belly shakes. Where's your ranch now, old man? Jacob stares past his shoulder. His jaw aches where the man's fingers dug in. Says nothing. More men gather. 3, 5, 7. Their voices blur into assessment. Too old, too thin, might last a season in the mines, might not. Hell, even the Mormons get free labor from their women. Why pay for this? Laughter ripples through them. Jacob's wrists throb. The rawhides crusted black with dried blood. He focuses on that pain. It's real. It's his. It's all he has left. Movement catches his peripheral vision. A woman, native Shoshone, by the cut of her dress. Late 20s, maybe. Buckskin worn pale at the knees. Face that reveals nothing. She carries a bundle wrapped in canvas, moves quiet, deliberate. She doesn't approach, stands back in the shade of the building, watching. Their eyes meet. 2 seconds, maybe 3, something passes between them. Her eyes are dark, flat, but underneath something else, something he recognizes. The look of an animal that knows a trap when it sees one. She looks away first, sets her bundle on the ground. Her hands move slow, unwrapping. Items appear one by one. Beaded moccasins, intricate work, wedding quality. A silver-backed mirror, edge tarnished, red calico cloth, bolt maybe 3 yards, dried venison strips tied with sinew. What's this? The trader notices her, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand. Ayana, thought your people ran you off. She doesn't answer, points at Jacob, her hand steady, certain. Him you wanna buy him. The trader's laugh has edges now, sharp, mocking. With what? She gestures at her goods, everything laid out on the dirt. Not enough. Her hands move to her belt. Slow, he pulls a knife, bone handle, worn smooth from years of use. The blade catches light obsidian, not steel, her only weapon, lays it down. The trader studies her, studies Jacob. His tongue works across his teeth. Back to her. Why him? Her jaw sets, muscle jumping, silent. Sold, greed wins, always does. But don't come crying when he runs or when winter comes and you got nothing. She gathers nothing back. Every possession she owns stays in the dirt. She walks to Jacob, doesn't untie him yet, doesn't speak, just looks at him. Her eyes move across his face, reading something there. Come, she says finally. Jacob stands. His legs shake, 3 days of walking. No food. Little water. She turns. He follows, behind them. Men's laughter fades. Ahead. Her back stays rigid. Her braid swings with each step. Black hair shot through with those few gray strands. She just traded everything she owns for a stranger. The question burns hotter than his wrists, hotter than the sun beating down on his bare head. Why? She leads. He follows. His hands still bound. The sun drops behind canyon walls. Red rock glows orange, then purple, then shadow. Their footsteps crunch on dried grass. Each step sends pain shooting up from his feet boots worn thin. Blisters opened days ago. She doesn't speak, doesn't look back, just walks. He studies her. The set of her shoulders straight despite what she just lost. Her braid hangs to her waist. Black shot through with those single strands of gray. She steps careful. Tests her weight on stones before committing. Avoids loose gravel. Knows this land. Smart. His wrists pulse with each heartbeat. The swelling's gotten worse. His fingers tingle, going numb. The rawhide's embedded now, cutting deeper with every movement. Still, she doesn't cut it. He understands. She doesn't know him. Doesn't trust him. The bindings are insurance, a way to run if he turns on her. They walk. The light bleeds from the sky. Pink, orange, purple, and then gray that swallows color. His throat's so dry he can't swallow, tongue thick as leather in his mouth. She stops. Here. A lean-to built into a canyon wall, red rock forms the back and one side. Brush and hides make the rest. Opening barely wide enough for one person, maybe 5 feet deep. Cramped. Hidden. She ducks inside. He follows. Has to turn sideways. The space forces them close. His shoulder brushes hers. She smells like sage and smoke and sweat. She pulls a small knife from her boot. Different from the one she traded. This one smaller. Practical. Worn handle. Blade maybe 3 inches. The blade catches dying light. She reaches for his hands. He extends them. She cuts. The rawhide falls away. Blood rushes back into his fingers. The pain explodes fresh and white-hot. Stars burst behind his eyes. His knees buckle. He catches himself against the rock wall. Doesn't make a sound. Won't give her that. She examines his wrists. Doesn't touch yet. Just looks. The flesh is raw. Split in places where the leather sawed through skin. One wrist worse than the other, the left, where he pulled harder. She pulls a pouch from her belt. Leather, smut tied with sinew. Opens it. Some kind of salve inside. Smells like sage and something else. Animal fat, maybe. Her fingers scoop it out. She rubs it into the wounds. It burns like fire. His jaw clenches, muscles jumping, teeth grinding. She doesn't apologize, doesn't slow, just works the salve in with methodical pressure. Her hands are scarred, small burns on the fingertips, cuts healed white across her palms. When she finishes, she wipes her hands on her skirt, points to the ground near the back wall. Sit. He sits, his back against cool stone. His legs won't hold him much longer anyway. Trembling now, 3 days of walking, no food, little water. His body's shutting down. She builds a fire, ease with efficiency, born of practice. Gathers kindling from a small pile in the corner. Arranges it in the fire pit stones blackened from previous use. Circle of ash. She pulls a tin from her belt. Opens it. A lucifer match inside. Just one. She treats it like gold. Strikes it against stone. The flame catches. Sulfur smells sharp in the small space. She cups it with her hand. Touches it to the kindling. The fire grows. Small. Contained. But warm. Heat touches his face. His hands. He didn't realize how cold he'd gotten. She pulls out a flat stone, sets it near the flames, waits for it to heat. Patient. From a pouch she produces cornmeal, another pouch dried wild onions. She mixes them with water from a canteen, forms small cakes with her hands, places them on the hot stone. The smell makes his stomach clench, knots itself. When did he last eat? 2 days, 3. She watches the cakes, flips them with her fingers. Quick, used to heat. The cakes brown, edges crisp. When they're done, she hands him one, takes one herself. He bites. It's bland, grainy, slightly burnt. Perfect. They eat without speaking. The fire crackles. Outside, coyotes start their evening song, high yips, low howls. Wind whistles through the sandstone, makes the shelter walls shiver. She pours coffee. The tin pot looks old, dented, handle wrapped with cloth. The grounds inside barely color the water. 3rd boiling, maybe 4th. She's been rationing. She drinks first, passes him the cup. He drinks. Bitter, weak, but wet. His throat works around it. Swallowing hurts. He passes it back. The silence stretches. Not uncomfortable, just there. weight of it. Why? His voice sounds strange. Rough. First word he's spoken since the creek. She doesn't answer right away. Stares at the fire. Flames reflect in her eyes. Her face is still, mask-like. They say I did bad thing. Her English is broken. Careful. Each word chosen. Say I lay with white man. Traitor man. She pauses, searching for words. I did not. But my husband. He believed them. He sent me away. I'm sorry. Her eyes snap to his. Sharp, hard. Sorry, do nothing. Upholds his world. He nods. Fair point. Can't argue with that. Silence again. Longer this time. The fire burns lower. She adds a stick. Just one. Fuel is precious too. Then alone, I die. She says it flat. No emotion, just fact. Winter comes soon. I have no man, no family. I die. She gestures at him. You alone? You die too. Maybe fast at post, maybe slow after. But die? Reckon that's true. She shifts, faces him full. The firelight carves shadows under her cheekbones, makes her look older, harder, but her eyes, something else there. Desperation, maybe, or determination. You be my husband. The words land like stones in still water. Jacob blinks, opens his mouth, closes it. Not want. She struggles, frustrated. Her hands move, gesturing. Not want binding. She touches her chest, her throat, searching for the English. Need man who stay, not run. Why would I run? You have wife before. She points at his ring. Yeah. She did. Yeah. You love her? Yeah. Then maybe you run. Go find her in ground. I know this feeling. I know alone. Her hand presses against her ribs. Hard. Alone is easier than... She can't find the word. Gives up. Her jaw sets. You run. Jacob looks at his hands, and the raw wrists. The ring catching firelight, green where the gold wore thin, tarnished, like everything else about him. Where would he go? Back to the trading post? They'd sell him to the mines. He'd be dead in 6 months. East to what? The ranch is gone, Martha's gone, and everything's gone. His throat tightens. He swallows. Got nowhere to run to, and he says, Then you stay? His mouth is dry again. He nods. Can't speak. Reckon I stay. She nods. Once. Decisive. Like a contract signed. She pulls the bedroll to one side of the shelter. A tattered quilt. Star pattern, barely visible. Colors faded to ghosts of what they were. Points to the other side. You sleep there. He settles onto bare ground. No blanket. Just dirt and exhaustion heavier than any weight he's ever carried. The fire burns low, outside. Wind picks up. Coyotes closer now. Their voices weaving through the dark. Her breathing evens out. Not sleep, but rest. His eyes won't close. He stares at the shelter's roof. Branches woven tight. Hide stretched over them. Patches where starlight leaks through. Her voice comes quiet from the darkness. You stayed. He almost says didn't have choice. Instead, yeah. Long silence. Then her breathing deepens. Real sleep this time. Jacob lies awake, counting her breaths, counting his own, trying to remember what it felt like to make a choice. Any choice. Somewhere between one breath and the next, a thought surfaces. Unwelcome, undeniable. For the first time in 3 years, he's chosen something. Not running, staying. The weight of that choice settles over him, heavier than any blanket. Outside, something moves in the brush. Footsteps, not coyote. Bigger, deliberate. The steps stop just beyond the firelight. His hand finds a stone, grips it, his only weapon. But the night stays quiet. The steps fade, and the question burns through his exhaustion. What else is out there in the dark, watching? Dawn hasn't broken when Jacob wakes. Habit. 3 years of rising before light. She's already up. The fire's going, small flames licking at fresh kindling. She's not in the shelter. He sits. His back aches from the hard ground. His wrists throb where the raw flesh pulls against scabs forming. The salve left a greasy film on his skin. The wounds look better, though. Less angry. The swelling's down. He stands. Ducks through the opening. She's checking snares. 20 yards from the shelter. Moving quiet through the brush. Her hands work quick, competent. One snare holds a rabbit. She resets it, moves to the next. He watches. She doesn't acknowledge him, just works. When she returns, the rabbit's already gutted, clean cuts, no wasted motion. "I can gather wood," he says. She glances at him, eyes flat, assessing, nods once. He walks the canyon floor, finds deadfall cottonwood, breaks branches across his knee. The crack echoes off stone wall. His hands remember this work. Gathering, building, providing. He brings an armload back. She's skinning the rabbit. The hide peels away in one piece. She stretches it on a willow frame, sets it aside. They don't speak, just work. Her preparing meat, him feeding the fire. A rhythm establishes itself, unspoken. No overlap, no stumbling. She roasts the rabbit. The smell makes his mouth water. When it's done, she tears it in half, hands him the larger piece. He takes it. The meat burns his fingers. He shifts it hand to hand, blows on it. She bites into hers, doesn't wait for it to cool. He does the same. The fat runs down his chin. He hasn't tasted fresh meat in weeks. They eat. The sun climbs higher. Light floods the canyon. When the bones are picked clean, she stands, points at a cluster of items near the back of the shelter. Need fix. She gestures at the wall. A section of brush has come loose. Wind tore it. He nods. She picks up willow branches. Green, flexible, shows him how to weave them. Her hands move fast. Over, under, through. The pattern emerges. You try? He takes a branch, tries to copy her movement. His fingers fumble, too rough, too fast. The willow snaps. She watches, doesn't speak. He tries again, slower this time. The branch bends, doesn't break, but the weave is loose, sloppy. She reaches out, takes his hands. Her fingers position his, show the angle, the pressure. Her skin is warm, calloused. Scars cross her palms. Small burns, cuts healed white. She guides his hands through the motion. Over, under, through. The willow weaves. Good, she says. Her hands release his. They both pull back. Quick. The air between them changes. Charged, somehow. She clears her throat, picks up another branch. They work side by side. His weaving improves over the next hour. Still clumsy, but functional. The wall takes shape, fills the gap, keeps wind out. When they finish, she sits back, examines the work. Good, she says again. The sun's high now, hot. Sweat runs down his back. She produces the canteen, drinks, passes it to him. He drinks. The water's warm, tastes like metal and stone. What is this? She points at the canteen. Canteen? Canteen? She sounds it out, frowns. Hard word. What do you call it? She says something in Shoshone. Sounds like water carrier, musical, flowing. Teach me, he says. She repeats it, slower. He tries. His tongue tangles. She laughs. Short sound, quickly swallowed, but he heard it. Again, he says. She teaches him over the next days. Water, sky, fire, rock, simple things. He teaches her English in return. His accent roughens her vowels. Her accent softens his consonants. Husband, he says one afternoon, testing the word. Has band. She struggles with it. Husband. Close enough? Wife, she says. Wife, he echoes. The word sits strange in his mouth. Martha was wife. This woman is. What? She's watching him, reading something in his face. Your wife, first wife. What was her name? Martha. Martha. She nods. Good name. Silence. He waits for more questions. They don't come. Instead, my name before husband send me away was Ayana. Ayana? Yes. What does it mean? Eternal bloom. Her mouth twists. Not quite a smile. Mother had hope. It's a good name. Was good name. Now is just name. He doesn't know what to say to that. She stands, brushes dirt from her dress. I go get more willow, for storage. She walks toward the creek. He watches her go. When she's out of sight, he examines his hands. The wounds are healing. Pink new skin at the edges. His wedding ring loose now. Weight loss, stress, time. He touches it, thinks of Martha. Her hands in his, her voice, her breath at night. Then thinks of Ayana's hands, guiding his, teaching, different, not better, not worse, just different. She returns with an armload of willow, green branches, some with leaves still attached. Help me, she says. They build a frame, something to store dried meat. Keep it off the ground, away from scavengers. She shows him how to lash the branches. Sinew from the rabbit. Dried. Strong as rope. His fingers are too thick, too clumsy. He drops the sinew twice. She doesn't laugh. Just picks it up, hands it back. Again, she says. He tries. The knot holds this time. Good. They work through the afternoon. The frame takes shape, crude, but solid. When it's done, she steps back, nods. We make good work, she says. We. The word catches him. Evening comes. She makes stew, wild onions, dried corn, rabbit meat. They eat from the same pot, passing it back and forth, the tin hot against their palms. Tell me, she says, why you were alone, man like you. Should have, people. He sets the pot down, stares into the fire. Had a ranch, east of here. Good water, good grass. 300 head at my best. What happened? Martha got sick. Fever. Wouldn't break. I sold the cattle for doctors. Wasn't enough. Sold the land. Still wasn't enough. His throat closes. She died anyway. Where did you go after? Nowhere, everywhere. Worked where I could. Saved nothing. Didn't see much point. And now he looks at her. Fire reflected in her eyes. Now I figure maybe there's point after all. She's quiet for a long time. Then, they said I lay with white trader. Said I went to his tent. Willing. Her voice hardens. Lie. I went to trade. Pelts for cloth. He tried to. I fought. Ran. But people saw me go in. Saw me run out. Made their own story. Your husband believed them. He wanted to believe. I think he was tired of me. Barren woman. No children. What good is that? That's not, is true in my tribe. Woman with no children is like broken pot. No use. She picks at the hem of her dress. So when they say I did bad thing, he believes, sends me away, easy. I'm sorry. You keep saying sorry. I tell you sorry does nothing. What should I say then? Say nothing. Just, she gestures between them. Just be here. He nods. They sit. Fire burning low, Baltu settling in. She stands, disappears into the shelter. Returns with something in her hand. His shirt. The one torn at the shoulder. She's sewn it. Bone needle marks visible. But more than that, she's added toggles where the buttons were missing. Small, carved from rabbit bone. You did this. Shirt was broken. I fix. He takes it. Runs his thumb over the toggles. Rough, uneven, but functional. Made with care. Thank you. You say much obliged, she corrects him. Is better? Much obliged. Better? She settles on her side of the shelter. He on his. The quilt still divides them. A line neither has crossed. But tonight the space feels smaller, for sleep takes him. Her voice comes through the dark. Jacob. First time she's used his name. Yeah. You think maybe we do not die this winter? He considers. The shelter, the food, the work they did today. Reckon we got a chance. Good. I would like to not die. Silence. Then her breathing evens. Jacob lies awake. Staring at where the quilt hangs, his hand moves. Almost touches it. Stops. Not yet. But maybe. Someday, the thought should scare him. Instead, it feels like the first warm day after a long winter. Outside, wind picks up, bringing the smell of rain, his last thought before sleep. When did survival start feeling like something more? 2 weeks pass. The shelter becomes familiar. His hands learn the rhythm of her days. She checks snares at dawn. He gathers wood. They work. The silences between them grow comfortable, not empty. Full of something neither can name yet. The flour sack empties, just dust clinging to burlap now. The salt's gone. Coffee grounds boiled so many times, the water barely changes color anymore. Town, she says one morning. Her voice cuts through the quiet. Need go. How far? She holds up both hands, opens and closes them. 8 mile, maybe 10. A long walk. He looks at the empty sack, the canteen nearly dry. No choice. We go together. You do not have to together. She doesn't argue. Her eyes hold his for a moment. Something passes between them. Understanding, maybe, or agreement. They leave at first light, the air still cool. His legs remember distance. 3 years of wandering before the capture. Her legs move steady. Practiced. She knows how to walk. As buildings appear on the horizon, she changes. Her shoulders draw inward, curve. Her head drops. She makes herself smaller, less visible, less there. He notices. His jaw tightens, teeth grinding. The settlement is Mormon. He can tell by the neat gardens, picket fences painted white despite the dust, order imposed on chaos. Maybe 40 buildings clustered tight, church at the center, everything else radiating out like spokes. People are out, morning chores. A woman sweeps her porch. She sees them. The broom stops mid-stroke, hangs in the air. Her mouth opens slightly. 2 men outside the smithy, talking. One gestures with his hands. They see Ayanna. Go quiet. Their eyes follow, track her movement like predators watching prey. Jacob's hand moves to her elbow. Light touch. She flinches, then steadies. He opens the general store door. The hinges scream. Lets her enter first. Inside smells like flour and leather and new cloth. Clean, orderly, shelves stocked. A luxury he'd forgotten existed. The store owner stands behind the counter. Thin man. Wire spectacles. One lens cracked in a spiderweb pattern. Adam's apple sharp as a blade, bees when he swallows. His eyes pass over Ayanna. Don't stop. Slide right past like she's not there. Land on Jacob. Help you. Need flour, salt, coffee beans if you got 'em. Got 'em. The man turns. Pulls a flour sack from the shelf. 25 pounds. Rough burlap scratches against the wood. Sets it on the counter with a thud. Ayanna stands 3 feet back from the counter. Hands folded at her waist. Eyes down. She's erased herself. Made herself invisible. A ghost in buckskin. Jacob watches her disappear. Something hot builds in his chest. Not anger exactly. Something deeper. Hotter. The store owner measures salt into a smaller sack. Ties it. His movements are sharp. Quick. Like he wants this done. Wants them gone. Coffee? Jacob asks. Ain't cheap. Didn't ask the price. Asked if you got it. The man's mouth thins. Lips pressed together. White at the edges. He pulls down a small bag. Measures beans. Careful. Stingy portions. Each bean counted. Jacob notices penny candies in glass jars on the counter. Lemon drops. Peppermint sticks. He looks at Ayanna. Looks at the coins left in his palm. Not enough. Barely enough for what they need. $2 even, the store owner says. Jacob counts out coins. Ayanna's coins. The last of what she had. Places them on the counter one by one. They clink against wood. The man sweeps them up. Drops them in his cash box. The lid clangs shut. Final. Dismissive. Jacob picks up the supplies. Flour sack heavy across his shoulder. Turns. The door opens. A young woman enters. Blonde hair pulled back so tight her scalp shines. Maybe 20. Pale skin. Blue dress pressed and clean. She sees Ayanna. Her nose wrinkles. Subtle. But there, like she smells something bad and something rotten, she steps aside, presses herself against the wall, leaves too much space between them. More than necessary. Like Ayanna might contaminate her. Ayanna moves past her, eyes still down, face blank as stone. She's used to this, knows how to survive it. Jacob follows. His free hand tightens on the salt sack, knuckles white. Outside, a man waits near the horses. Not near. Next to, one hand on Jacob's roan, the horse they took from him. Now tied outside the general store. The man is mid-30s, beard trimmed neat. Black coat despite the heat. White shirt, collar buttoned. Mormon by the cut of everything. The clothes, the careful grooming, the judgment in his eyes. He squints at Jacob. Miller, Jacob Miller. Jacob stops. Sets down the supplies. Carefully. Thought you were dead. Heard you lost everything. Ranch, cattle, your wife, just disappeared. The man's voice has that careful neutrality. The kind that hides contempt. Not dead. The man's eyes shift, move past Jacob, land on Ayanna. She stands behind Jacob now, still making herself small, still trying to disappear. The man's eyes come back, assess, calculate, judge. That your mom? He pauses, searching for the right word, the polite word. Settles on, she your squaw. The word hangs in the air between them, ugly, diminishing, a word that makes her less than human, less than woman. Just property, just thing. Jacob's hands open, close. Open again. His pulse pounds in his temples, behind his eyes. She's my wife. The man's eyebrows climb, disappear under his hat brim. You married her. Proper. Proper enough? Miller. The man lowers his voice, steps closer, confidential now, friend to friend. Except they're not friends. Never were. Folks here, they won't take kindly to this. I'm just saying, as someone who knew you before. Fair warning. We weren't friends before. Don't need to start now. A man's face flushes, red creeping up from his collar, spreading across his cheeks. Just trying to help. Don't need help neither. Jacob picks up the supplies. Ayanna's already at the horses, untying them. Her hands shake, just slightly. But he sees it. They mount. The man watches. Other people watch too. From windows, from porches, from the smithy. Eyes everywhere. Tracking, judging. Jacob feels their stares like weight on his back. Physical, heavy. They ride. The town falls behind. The land opens up. Red rock, sagebrush. Sky so big, it swallows everything. Out here, the silence is different. Not hostile, just vast. A mile out. Ayanna speaks. You did not have to say wife. Her voice is quiet, flat, no accusation, just statement. Jacob doesn't answer right away. Watches the horizon, the way heat makes it shimmer, dance. Didn't seem right to call you anything else. They will make trouble. You know this. Let them try. I am not worth trouble. He pulls his horse to a stop. She stops too, looks at him finally. Really looks. You think that, then he asks. She doesn't answer. Just watches him. Waiting. You traded everything you had for me, he says. Your knife, your mirror, your wedding moccasins, Everything. And you could have let me rot in that pen. Could have walked away. But you didn't. I know what you needed. Same thing I need. Someone who stays. He pauses. Swallows. You called me husband back at the shelter. Remember? Yes. You meant it. Yes. Then I meant it too. Wife. She's quiet for a long time. Her horse shifts beneath her, shakes its head. The bit jingles. You call me wife. Now I am. Her voice catches, just barely. A hitch in her breath. Jacob thinks about Martha. The day they married, the circuit preacher with his black book. The dress she wore, white, clean, proper. He thinks about the woman in front of him. Worn buckskin, calloused hands, scarred palms. No ceremony, no preacher, no witnesses except the canyon and the sky. But she's here, real, breathing, present. Yeah, he says. Reckon you are. Her face doesn't change. But something in her eyes does. Shifts, opens, like a door unlocking from the inside. Then you are husband. Reckon I am. They sit on their horses. The wind picks up, brings the smell of sage and dust. Somewhere a hawk screams, high and sharp. She touches her heels to her horse, moves forward. He follows. The silence between them is different now. Not empty, not awkward. Full of something solid, named. They ride the rest in quiet. But it's not the silence of strangers. It's the silence of people who've claimed each other, who've drawn a line in the dust and said this side, together. The shelter appears in the distance. Their shelter. Small, hidden, but theirs. As they approach, Ayana pulls up short. Wait. Jacob stops. What? She points. Fresh tracks in the dirt. Boot prints. Not theirs. Not from this morning. These are new, recent, leading right to their shelter. And back out again. Someone was here. While they were gone, inside their home. How recent? His voice is tight. Today. This morning, maybe? She dismounts, kneels, touches the edge of one print. The dirt is still loose. Not settled yet. They approach the shelter slowly. Careful. Jacob picks up a rock. Heavy. Fits his palm. His only weapon. The shelter looks undisturbed from outside, but the tracks are clear. Someone walked in, looked around, walked out. Who knows we are here, she asks. Nobody. The men from Trading Post. Maybe. Why would they come? Jacob doesn't answer. Because he doesn't know, but his chest tightens. His breathing goes shallow. They spent 2 weeks building something, making a life, a fragile, small life, getting comfortable, letting their guard down. And now someone knows where they are. Ayana's hand finds his arm, grips tight. What do we do? He stares at the tracks, follows them with his eyes. They lead west and toward the canyon mouth, toward the trading post, toward the world they'd tried to leave behind. Whoever it was, they're gone now. But they might come back. And the question pounds in his chest, heavy as his heartbeat. What did they want? Dawn breaks. The tracks are still there. Jacob checks them again in better light. Boot prints, large, worn heel on the left. The stride is long, purposeful. But they lead away. Whoever it was didn't linger, didn't take anything, just looked. Maybe just passing through, Ayana says. But her voice doesn't carry conviction. Maybe. Neither believes it. But the sun's up. Work needs doing. Can't spend the day watching shadows. This shelter, he says, looks at the brush walls, the gaps where wind gets through, where rain would pour in. If we're staying, we make it better. She studies him. Her eyes search his face. You want to stay, you want to leave. She touches the wall, the willow they wove together. Her fingers trace the pattern. No, I do not want to leave. Then we stay. We build. She nods. Decision made. We build. They gather mud from the creek bank. The good clay, mix it with dried grass. Handfuls of it. The consistency has to be right too wet and it slides off. Too dry and it cracks like old leather. She shows him. Her hands work the mixture, kneading, testing, adding water drop by drop from the canteen. Like this. She scoops a handful, presses it between the willow branches, works it in with her palms, smooths it. The mud fills the gaps, seals the wall. He copies her. His first attempts are clumsy, too thick. Glob it on like mortar. It sags, falls. Thinner, she says. Now doesn't criticize, just corrects. Let it breathe. He tries again. Better this time. The mud stays, dries in the sun. They work side by side, their hands moving in rhythm, daubing, smoothing, building layers. The sun climbs. Sweat runs down his back, soaks through his shirt. His shoulders ache. Good ache, a building ache. Purpose. By midday, one wall is finished, the sealed tight. No gaps. No wind can get through now. Steps back, examines it, runs her hand across the surface. Testing. Her palm comes away clean. The mud's already drying, hardening. Good, she says. Looks at him, smiles. Small, quick, but there. He finds himself smiling back. When did he last smile? Can't remember. 3 years, for they break for water. Share the canteen. Their fingers brush on the metal. Warm from the sun. Neither pulls away this time. After. He searches the canyon, looking for anything useful. Finds scrap wood, where weathered planks half buried in sand. From something old, abandoned, pieces of what was cottonwood mostly, some pine, dried out, seasoned. He brings them back, lays them out. What are you making? She asks. Door. She looks at the shelter opening. Just brush and hide hanging loose. Wind pushes through whenever it wants. We do not have door. We do now. He measures with his hands. Palm widths, finger lengths, the way his father taught him. Before the fever took him too. Cuts with the small knife she loans him. The wood is dry, brittle. He has to work careful. Slow, one wrong cut and it splits. Worthless. She watches, then helps, holding pieces while he fits them together, handing him strips of rawhide to bind the joints. Her hands know what he needs before he asks. The door takes shape. Rough. Crooked. One corner doesn't quite meet, but solid, real. He hangs it on rawhide hinges. The leather creaks when it swings. Protest. But it holds. She pushes it open, pulls it closed, open, closed, testing, her face serious, concentrating. We can lock out the wind, she says, and anything else we don't want in. Her eyes meet his. as something passes between them, understanding this is theirs now, this space, this shelter, this life. They choose who enters. They choose who stays. Evening comes. She makes stew, the wild turkey he caught 3 days ago. Breast meat, tender. She adds onions, dried corn from her stores. The pot bubbles. Steam rises. Fills the shelter with smell. Rich, warm, real food. Not just survival, something more. They eat from the same pot, passing it back and forth. Their rhythm is automatic now, natural. He takes 3 bites, passes. She takes 3, passes back. No words needed, just knowing. Tell me about your ranch, she says, her voice quiet, gentle. Before, when it was good, he sets the pot down, stares at the fire. The flames dance, flicker, make shadows on the mud walls. Had a spring that ran year-round, never dried, even in drought. Good grass. Cattle grew fat without much work. Martha and I, we built it from nothing. Just the 2 of us and borrowed money. Bank owned more of it than we did, but it was ours. What did you grow? Grew cattle, mostly. Some hay for winter. Martha had a garden. She loved that garden. Spent hours in it. Said her hands needed dirt to feel right. He looks at Ayana's hands. Scarred, beckoned with mud from today's work. Said the earth was honest. Didn't lie to you. Ayana studies her own hands. Turns them over. Palms up. I understand this. Yeah. Figured you might. Tell me more. He does. Stories come easier than he expected. Martha laughing when a calf knocked him into the water trough. The first winter, when they nearly starved. Eating nothing but beans and hope. The year they made enough to pay off half the debt. How proud they were. How it felt like the start of something. Ayana listens. Doesn't interrupt. Just takes it in. Her eyes on his face. Reading something there. You loved her very much, she says when he finishes. Yeah. I am sorry she is gone. Me too. Silence. The fire crackles. A log shifts, sends sparks up. Tell me about you, he says. Before all this, she unpulls her knees to her chest, wraps her arms around them. Makes herself small again, but not invisible. Just careful. My mother taught me everything. How to tan hides. How to find food in winter when nothing grows. How to read weather in the clouds. Her voice softens. Changes. She was kind. Even when my father was not. He wasn't kind. He was hard. Like stone. Cold stone. But my mother, she was water. She moved around his hardness. Made space for softness. She pauses. Swallows. I tried to be like her. But I think I am more like him. Hard. You're not hard. She looks at him. You think so? You're strong. That's different. Her eyes hold his, as something in them shifts, warms. What happened to her, he asks. Fever. 5 winters ago. I was already married then. Could not save her. Her voice catches, just barely. I held her hand when she died. She told me. She said, do not be afraid of love, that it is worth the pain. She looks away, at the fire. I did not believe her then. And now, she doesn't finish. Just shakes her head. They sit. The night deepens. Outside, coyotes start their song. closer than usual. Jacob tenses, listens, but they're just hunting. Not a threat. Not tonight. He stands, pulls something from his shirt. A piece of cottonwood, pale, smooth. Found it by the creek 2 days ago. Good wood, no knots. What is that? She asks. Found it. Thought I'd make something. He pulls out the small knife, starts to carve. No plan, just lets his hands work. The wood curls away in thin ribbons. His fingers find the shape hidden inside. She watches, her eyes tracking the movement. The blade, the emerging form. A spoon takes shape. Simple, functional. The handle tapers, curves, fits a hand. The bowl is shallow but even, smooth. He works the rough edges, sands them with a stone, and when it's done, he holds it up, examines it in the firelight, then carves 2 letters into the handle. Small, careful. He hesitates. Is it too much? Too soon? They're not formally married. No preacher, no paper. Just words spoken between them. But she called him husband. He called her wife in the Mormon town, in front of witnesses. That counts for something. He hands it to her. She takes it, studies the letters. Her fingers trace them. What is this? Your initials, A and M. M for what? Miller. If you're my wife, you got my name. If you want it. Her breath catches, stops, starts again. She grips the spoon tight, her knuckles white. Thank you. You're supposed to say much obliged. She laughs, actually laughs. The sound fills the shelter, bright, unexpected, beautiful. Much obliged, she says, still smiling. He smiles too. Can't help it. Later. Clouds roll in, thick, dark. The air pressure drops, makes his ears pop. His bad knee aches. The one that never healed right after a horse kicked him. Years ago. Before Martha. Before everything. Storm coming, Ayanna says. Thunder rumbles. Distant. Getting closer. The first drops hit. Fat. Heavy. Drumming on the shelter roof. She stiffens. Her hands clench. Her breathing changes. Goes shallow. Fast. You're scared, he says. I told you. Lightning killed my cousins. When I was child. The first crack hits. Loud. Close. The shelter shakes. Dust falls from the ceiling. She flinches. Squeezes her eyes shut. Her whole body rigid. Jacob shifts closer. Not touching. Just near. I got you. Thunder again, louder. The flash lights up the gaps in the walls, turns everything white for a heartbeat. Her hand shoots out, grabs his, grips hard enough to hurt. Her nails dig into his palm. He holds on. The storm rages, thunder, lightning, rain so hard it sounds like fists pounding the earth, trying to break through, trying to get in. She presses against his side, trembling, her face buried against his shoulder. His arm comes around her. Natural. Needed. Not thought about. Just done. She holds on to him like he's the only solid thing in a world coming apart. They sit like that. Storm overhead. Her shaking. Him holding. Waiting for it to pass. When it finally does, when the thunder rolls away into distance and the rain gentles to patter, she doesn't let go right away. Neither does he. Sorry, she whispers finally. Don't be. I am a grown woman. Should not be afraid of storms. We're all afraid of something. She pulls back, looks at him, and her eyes red, wet at the corners. What are you afraid of? He doesn't answer right away. Thinks about it. Really thinks. Being alone again, he says finally. Being nothing to nobody. You are not nothing. I know that now. Her hand is still in his. Neither of them has let go. Their fingers intertwined. His calloused. Hers scarred. Both marked by work and survival and loss. Jacob, yeah. Why did you stay alone for so long after your wife died? He looks at their joined hands. His thumb traces the scar across her palm. White line, I'll burn maybe. Easier than risking more hurt, I guess. Yes, she says, quiet. Yes. This is why I stayed alone too. Easier, safer. And now, she meets his eyes. Now I think maybe I am done with easier. Yeah, me too. The moment stretches. Rain drips from the roof. Steady, rhythmic. The fire burns low. Needs another stick. Neither moves to add one. She stands, walks to the quilt hanging between their sleeping spaces. The divider. The line neither has crossed. Looks at it. Her hand touches the fabric. Worn. Thin, dar pattern. Faded to ghosts. Then takes it down. Folds it. Careful. Sets it aside. Jacob's chest tightens. His breath goes shallow. She lays out the bedroll. One space now. Not two. Wide enough for both. Just barely. Sleep close tonight, she asks. Not a demand, a question, an invitation, a choice. Yeah, they lie down, side by side, still clothed, still separate, but together, her back against his chest, his arm around her waist. She fits there, right there, like the space was made for her. Or she was made for it. Jacob, yeah, thank you for staying. Thank you for buying me. She laughs, soft, sleep pulling at her. Best trade I ever made. Her breathing evens, deepens, real sleep. He stays awake, watches the firelight play across the walls they built together, the door they hung, the space they made, theirs. His hand rests on her ribs. He can feel her heartbeat. Steady, strong. For the first time in 3 years. The silence doesn't hurt. For the first time in 3 years. He feels like maybe he's worth something. Not because of what he owns. Not because of what he can do. Just because someone chose to stay. And he chose to stay back. His eyes finally close. Sleep comes. But just before it takes him fully, her voice quiet, half asleep, words tumbling out unbidden. I think maybe I am falling. She stops, catches herself, goes very still. His heart stutters, stops, hammers again. Falling what? He whispers. But she's already asleep, or pretending, her breathing too careful. He lies there, his arms still around her, her warmth against him. What was she about to say? And why does the not knowing make something in his chest ache, sharp and sweet and terrifying all at once? Morning, 4th week since the trading post. Ayanna doesn't rise. Jacob wakes to the wrongness of it. She's always up before him, fire going, water boiling, moving through the dawn like she owns it. Now she lies still, the blanket pulled to her chin. Her breathing sounds wrong, ragged, wet. Ayanna, I am well. Her voice sounds thin, reedy, like wind through dry grass. He touches her forehead. Heat radiates from her skin, burning hot. His hand jerks back, then returns, presses. No mistake. You're sick. It will pass. It doesn't. By midday, she can't stand. Tries twice. Her legs buckle like green wood. He catches her both times, lowers her back to the bedroll. Her weight in his arms feels wrong, too light, like she's already disappearing. The fever climbs. She shivers under every blanket they have, under the quilt, under his coat, still shaking. Her teeth chatter. The sound fills the shelter, relentless, like bones rattling in a box. Jacob doesn't know what to do. His hands shake. He stares at her, at the sweat beading on her forehead, at the way her eyes don't quite focus, stare past him at something he can't see. Martha. The word surfaces, unbidden, unwanted, choking him. Atta had fever. Doctors came, 3 of them, tried everything, cupping, bleeding, medicines that cost more than cattle. Nothing worked. He watched her die, useless, helpless, a man with hands that couldn't save the one person who mattered. He kneels beside Ayana, his throat tight, closing. Tell me what to do. She doesn't answer. Maybe doesn't hear. Her lips move, shaping words he can't understand. Shoshone, rapid, desperate. He tries to remember. What did the doctors do? Keep her cool. No, keep her warm. No water. Keep her drinking. That was it. Water. His hands fumble. He dips a cloth in the water bucket, wrings it out. Too hard. Water streams between his fingers. Wasted. He curses. Silent. Tries again. Presses it to her forehead. She flinches. Cries out. Sharp. Pained. Sorry. I'm sorry. He leaves the cloth there, watches it grow warm against her skin, useless. A wet rag doing nothing. Changes it. Again. Again. His back aches from kneeling. He doesn't move. Drink. He lifts her head, puts the canteen to her lips. Her head lolls, heavy, uncontrolled. Water spills down her chin. Her neck soaks into the blanket. She swallows maybe a mouthful, maybe less. Good. That's good. But it's not good. Nothing's good. He's failing again. By evening, she's worse, delirious. She speaks, rapid Shoshone mixed with broken English, fragments, names. Please, she sees things that aren't there, points at the corner. Mother, she says, clear, certain. Her hand reaching for empty air. Jacob looks, nothing there. Just shadows pooling in the corners, gathering like water. Your mother's not here. She is. She's waiting for me at the river. Her voice rises, frantic. I have to go. She's waiting. His chest constricts, squeezes, waiting. That's what they say about the dead. They wait on the other side, at the river, in the shadows, waiting for you to join them. No. His voice cracks, breaks. She's not waiting. You're staying here. But Ayana doesn't hear him. Talks to ghosts, her dead mother, her cousins, the ones killed by lightning, people Jacob never met, never will. Night falls. He lights the fire, keeps it burning high. The shelter is too hot. Sweat runs down his back, pools at the base of his spine, but she shivers. He adds another blanket, tucks it around her, his hands clumsy, shaking. Her breathing is fast, too fast, shallow, like a rabbit's when it's caught. When it knows it's going to die, he counts the breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Loses count. Starts over. 15, 16, 17. Too fast. Willow bark. The thought surfaces sudden, desperate, urgent. His mother used willow bark for fever. When he was a boy, before she died, boiled it, made tea, bitter as sin, but it worked. Sometimes he stands, legs stiff, cramping, stumbles. Outside the air's cool, almost cold. Night sounds everywhere. Coyotes, wind, his own breathing too loud in his ears. He can't see the creek, too dark. No moon, just stars giving weak light. Not enough. He stumbles toward the sound of water, hands out, yelling for obstacles, for anything. His foot catches on a stone. He falls, lands hard, palms scraping against rock. Pain shoots up his wrists. The old wounds from the rawhide, barely healed, opening again maybe. Get up, get up. He does, and keeps moving, crawling when he can't walk. Hands and knees, like an animal, like something less than a man. The creek. Finally, he can hear it, smell it. Wet stone, moss, willows grow on the bank. He knows this. Saw them weeks ago, noted them without knowing why. He drops to his knees, feels along the ground, finds a trunk, thin, flexible, young tree, tears at the bark with his hands. It doesn't come off clean. He rips it, pulls. His fingernails break, tear. Blood makes his hands slick. He can feel the wet warmth. Doesn't matter. Gets enough. Maybe he doesn't know how much is enough. Just grabs handfuls. Strips the tree like he's killing it. Runs back. Falls twice. Gets up. Keeps going. The shelter. The fire. Ayana lying so still his heart stops until he sees her chest move. Once. Twice. He boils water in the tin pot. Adds the bark. Strips of it. Pale against the dark water. The smell is sharp. Wrong. Like medicine. Like death. While it steeps. He checks her. Still breathing. Fast. Too fast. Her skin gray now. Not flushed. Gray like ash. The tea is ready. Dark. Bitter smelling. He pours it into the cup. His hand shakes so bad he spills half. Scalds his fingers. Doesn't feel it. Lifts her head. She's limp. Dead weight. The word makes his stomach lurch. Drink this, please. Gets the cup to her lips. Tilts it. Most spills. Runs down her chin. Her neck. Soaks into the blanket. Dark stain spreading. Maybe a tablespoon goes down, and maybe less. That's good. You're doing good. But she's not. He's not. This isn't working, and nothing he does works. Never has. Never will. He tries again. More spills. Her head lolls to the side, mouth open, slack. He sets the cup down. His hands are shaking so bad he can't hold it steady. The cup rattles against the stone, metal on rock, loud in the quiet. He sits, watches her. The rise and fall of her chest. Irregular, stuttering, sometimes stopping. His heart stops with it, waits, Starts again when hers does. The night stretches, endless, dark. He doesn't sleep, can't. Every time her breathing changes, his whole body tenses, listening, waiting, praying she'll take the next breath. She speaks again, Shoshone, fast, urgent. Her hands move, reaching, grasping at air. He leans close. What? What are you saying? But she's not talking to him. She's talking to them, the dead, her people, calling to her from wherever they are, telling her it's time, time to come home. He takes her hand. It's burning. Her fingers curl around his, grip tight, tighter than should be possible for someone this sick. I'm here, he says, voice breaking. I'm not leaving. She doesn't respond, just holds on, like he's the only thing keeping her tethered to this world, to this life. Morning comes, gray light through the gaps in the walls. She's worse. Her skin is ashen, lips cracked and bleeding, breathing ragged, wet, something rattling in her chest. Jacob's eyes burn, gritty. He hasn't slept, hasn't eaten, hasn't moved except to change the cloths, to try to get her to drink, to fail, again and again. He failed Martha, couldn't save her, watched her die, useless. A man with two good hands, who couldn't do the one thing that mattered. Now this, again, history repeating, punishment for not being enough, for never being enough. His throat closes, something breaks in his chest, splinters, sharp, painful. Please. His voice is raw, shredded. Please don't go. She doesn't hear, doesn't respond. Her breathing slows. The gaps between each breath stretch longer. He prays. First time since Martha died. First time since he stopped believing God listened to men like him. The words come clumsy, rusty from disuse. Lord, I know I haven't been good, haven't been faithful, but this woman, she's good. She's better than me, better than anything I deserve. If you're taking someone, take me instead. Please, let her stay. The fire crackles. That's the only answer. The second night is worse. Her breathing slows. The gaps between each breath stretch. Too long. Impossible. He counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. She breathes. Na tukiman 3, 4, 5. She breathes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Benbekan. 8. She breathes. He can't do this. Can't watch another woman die in front of him. Can't be that useless again. That powerless. That much of a failure. He stands, stumbles outside, falls to his knees in the dirt, vomits. Nothing comes up. Just bile, acid, dry heaves that shake his whole body, tear him apart. When it stops, he stays there. Forehead against the ground, dirt in his mouth, grit between his teeth. He's useless. Completely useless. Can't save anyone. Can't do anything right. Should have died at that trading post. Should have let them sell him to the mines. Should have never let her waste everything she had on something as worthless as him. Her voice, weak, barely there, calling. Jacob. He's on his feet, inside, falling to his knees beside her. I'm here. Don't leave. I won't. I'm right here. She goes quiet again, but her hand finds his, holds on, weak, but there. He doesn't leave, doesn't move, just sits, holds her hand, counts her breaths. begs God, begs anyone who might listen. The night crawls past, slower than any night in his life. Third morning, dawn. He's slumped against the wall, eyes closed, not sleeping, just gone. Focused, present. He touches her. Focused, present. He touches her forehead, still warm, but not burning. The fever's broken, sometime in the night. While he wasn't paying attention, while he'd given up hope. Hey, he manages. His voice doesn't work right. Cracked, broken. You stayed? Course I stayed. She tries to sit. Can't. Too weak. Her arms shake. Give out. He lifts her, gentle as he knows how, props her against the wall. She looks at him, takes in the state of him. 3 days without sleep, without food. His eyes red and swollen, a face hollow, the beard grown wild, and blood crusted under his nails from tearing bark, dirt ground into his skin. You look terrible, she whispers. A laugh escapes him, broken sound, half sob. You don't look so good yourself. Tears run down her face, not quiet, full crying. Her shoulders shake, body heaving with it. He pulls her against him, holds her, while she sobs. I thought I was alone again, she says between gasps, between breaths. I thought you were gone. I thought I was dying and you weren't there and I was alone and I'm here. I'm not gone. She cries harder, years of it pouring out. All the times she was alone and all the times no one stayed. All the fear and loss and abandonment. His own eyes burn, wet, hot. He cries too, first time since Martha. Maybe before that. Years of it. The weight of failure, of helplessness, of watching people die and being unable to stop it. They hold each other, both shaking, both broken, both alive. When the tears finally slow, when they're both empty and raw and spent, she pulls back, looks at him. Her hand touches his face, his cheek, rough with 3 days of beard, hollow beneath the bone. Why, she asks, why did you stay? I am nothing. I am no one. Why did you stay? His throat closes. Because you're everything, he says, raw, true. Because you're the only thing that matters. She cries again, softer now. He cries too. They hold each other. The sun rises, light fills the shelter, drives back the shadows, the darkness and the fear. She's alive. He's alive. They're both here, both breathing, both holding on. And in that moment, broken and exhausted and terrified and grateful all at once, Jacob realizes something that should scare him but doesn't. He loves her. Not like he loved Martha. Different. But just as real. Just as deep. Maybe deeper because he knows now what it means to lose. To fail. To be helpless. And he loves her anyway. Despite knowing, because of knowing, the word sits in his chest. Heavy. True. Undeniable. Well. But before he can say it, before he can cross that final line, she speaks. I need to tell you something, she whispers. His heart stutters. What? When when the fever was highest, I heard my mother. You were delirious. No. Listen. She grips his hand. She told me something. About, she stops, looks down. About a baby. The world tilts. A baby. Her hand moves to her belly. Flat. No sign yet, but her eyes terrified and hopeful and uncertain all at once. I think, Jacob, I think I am with child. 2 weeks pass. Ayana recovers slow, too slow. She eats, drinks, sits up for longer each day, but she's thin, hollow-eyed. The fever burned through her like fire through dry grass, left nothing but char. She tries to hide it, pretends she's stronger than she is. Jacob sees through it. The way she grips the wall when she stands, the tremor in her legs after walking 10 paces, the exhaustion that drags at her like deep water. A baby. The word sits between them, unspoken most of the time, but there, present, changing everything. We should leave before snow comes, she says one morning. Her voice still has that thin quality, like paper stretched too tight. He's repairing a snare. His hands still. Leave where? North. Find new place. Better place. Or we could go home. She looks at him. Home. My land. The ranch I lost. It's maybe 40 miles east of here. You think it is still there? Don't know. Been 3 years. Could be nothing. Could be somebody else's now. County might have took it for taxes I couldn't pay. The truth of it sits bitter in his mouth. But I need to see. Need to know. She's quiet for a long time. Her hand rests on her belly. Still flat. No sign yet. But they both know what's there. What's coming. Then we go, she says finally. They prepare. Pack what little they have. Fill the canteen. Take dried meat. Leave the shelter standing. Maybe they'll come back, maybe not. The walk is hard. Ayana tries to hide it, but Jacob sees the way she stops to catch her breath. Acts like she's looking at something. A bird, a cloud, anything but admitting her legs are shaking, that her body's still recovering from nearly dying. We can rest, he says. I am fine. You're not fine. We rest. They do, often. He doesn't push. Watches her drink water. Eat small amounts. Her appetite's still gone. Food tastes like nothing. She said, like ash. Days blur together. Walking, resting, walking. They pass the Mormon settlement at night. Wide circle around it. Avoiding lights. Avoiding people. Avoiding questions they can't answer yet. On the 5th day, the land starts to look familiar. That ridge, those cottonwoods along the creek, the shape of the hills against the sky. Jacob's chest gets tight, his breathing shallow, hands start to shake. He shoves them in his pockets. There, he points. See those trees? My land starts there. If it's still mine. They walk another 2 hours. His legs remember this path. His feet know these stones. How many times did he walk this hundreds, thousands? The cabin appears, small, weathered, roof sagging on one side where the supports rotted through, but standing, still standing. Jacob stops, can't move forward and can't move back, just stands there, rooted. Ayana touches his arm. It is still here. Yeah. His voice doesn't work right. Too thick. Yeah, it is. Do you want to see inside? He nods. Can't speak. His throat's closed. They approach slow. The door hangs crooked. One hinge broken. Rusted through. He pushes it open. The wood screams. Hinges protesting. Dust rises. Fills the air. Makes him cough. Inside dust thick as snow, mice nest in the corners, spiderwebs strung from the rafters like gray curtains. But the bones are good, stone fireplace intact, mortar crumbling but solid, table still standing though one leg's loose, rope bed frame in the corner, and on the shelf above the table Martha's things. Her dress, faded calico, blue flowers barely visible now, moth-eaten in places, her hairbrush, china with a crack running down the handle, some teeth missing, a daguerreotype in a tin frame, Martha's face staring out, young, unsmiling the way they all were in those pictures, hair pulled back severe, eyes looking past the camera, past him, at something he couldn't see then and can't see now. Jacob can't look away, can't breathe, can't move. Ayanna enters behind him, sees what he's seeing, goes very still. The silence stretches, thick, heavy, full of ghosts. Jacob walks to the shelf. Each step feels wrong, like trespassing, like violating something sacred. He picks up the dress. The fabric is stiff, dry rotted in places, falls apart where his fingers touch. He holds it, careful, like it might disintegrate. She wore this on Sundays, he says, voice rough, broken. Hated it, said it was too tight in the shoulders, but her mother made it so she wore it anyway. Every Sunday, no matter what. Ayanna doesn't speak, just watches, her face unreadable. He folds the dress, gentle as he knows how, sets it in an old crate near the wall, wood worn smooth, corners rounded, adds the hairbrush, pauses over the daguerreotype. Martha looks out at him, frozen, forever 23, forever young, forever gone. He touches the frame, tin cold, under his fingers. I loved you, he whispers. I did. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I'm sorry for everything I couldn't do. He sets the daguerreotype in the crate, too. Covers it all with a piece of old cloth. Canvas. Stained and torn. But it'll do. Turns to Ayanna. She's standing in the doorway, backlit by afternoon sun, her face in shadow, but he can see her eyes, wide, watching. She was your wife, Ayanna says. Quiet, careful. She was first. She was proper. Yes, he was. And I am not proper. I am just, you're here. He crosses to her, stops close. Not touching, just near. Martha was good to me. I loved her. That's true. Can't change it. Don't want to. But she's gone. Been gone 3 years. And you. His throat closes, opens. You're here, standing in front of me, carrying our child. That matters more. You are certain. Yeah. She looks past him at the crate, at Martha's things put away but not discarded, not thrown out, just stored, honored, kept. I do not want to erase her, she says. Her voice shakes, just slightly. You're not. I do not want you to forget. I won't forget. Can't forget. She's part of who I was. Part of what made me. He pauses, swallows. But you're part of who I am now, who I'm going to be. That's different. Doesn't erase the first, just adds to it. Ayanna's eyes well. She blinks. The tears don't fall. She walks to the shelf, finds a small tin box, rusted at the corners, opens it. Inside buttons, Thread on wooden spools, a thimble, and the silver, tarnished. Sewing things. I will keep this, she says. If that is allowed. Why? Because she made a life here. She was part of you, part of this place. She holds the tin box, gentle, like something precious. I do not want to pretend she was not. I do not want to be replacement. Something in Jacob's throat closes tight, squeezes, can't speak for a moment, just nods. Thank you. He manages finally. He sets the tin aside, looks around the cabin, at the dust, the cobwebs, the neglect of 3 years. It needs much work. Yeah, but bones are good. Yeah, we can make it. She hesitates. Hours. Yeah, we can. They start, sweeping out dust with a broom that's more handle than bristles. Mice nests go into the fire pit, dead leaves blown in through broken windows. 3 years of abandonment pushed back out. Ayana finds the cooking pot, Martha's pot, blackened from years of use. She washes it in the creek, scrubs it with sand and determination, hangs it by the fireplace where it belongs. Jacob repairs the door, the hinges, uses strips of leather where metal broke, rawhide from his old supplies, still stored in the shed, untouched. The door swings smooth now, closes tight. The windows are broken, no glass left, just fragments on the floor. He covers them with oilcloth from the shed, tacks it in place. The light comes through amber. Warm, different, but not bad. By evening, the cabin is cleaner. Not clean, but better, livable. Ayana sweeps the floor one more time. Dust motes hang in the slanting light. Dance. Settle. This was a good home, she says. Was. Can be again. Yeah. They unroll their bedroll on the rope bed. The ropes need tightening. They sag in the middle, belly down. But it's better than dirt. The corn husk mattress crackles when Jacob sits on it. Smells like old harvests, like time past, like everything he lost and somehow found again. Ayana sits beside him. The bed creaks, protests, holds. They're in a real house, on a real bed, with walls and a door and a roof overhead. Not perfect, not whole, but theirs. This is home now, she says. Not asking, stating, claiming. Yeah, this is home. She lies down. He lies beside her. The mattress rustles, settles, above them, the roof. Holes where shingles are gone. Stars visible through the gaps. Below, a floor, around them, walls. They'll make strong. Jacob. Yeah, I am glad I bought you. He laughs, quiet. Best money you ever spent? I had nothing left after. Nothing at all. You had me. Yes, I had you. She turns on her side, faces him. Her hand finds his in the darkness. And now we have this. We have each other. We have. He gestured here at the cabin, at the land beyond. A chance. That's more than I had before. More than I had, too. They lie there, listening to the night sounds, different from the canyon. Cottonwood leaves rustling, the creek further away, but still audible. An owl somewhere close, low hoot, calling. Tomorrow we start building, says. Building what? Everything. Whatever we need. Fix the roof. Mend the fence if there's any left. Build a coop for chickens we don't have yet. We have no chickens. Not yet. But we will. She's quiet. Then you think we can make a life here, real life, with the baby coming and winter after that, and everything already started. It will be hard. Yeah, people in town will not accept. Some will, some won't. World's like that. And that is enough for you. He thinks about the trading post, about being bound, about being nothing, about being property instead of person. Then thinks about her hands guiding his while they wove willow, about her laugh when he carved her the spoon, about watching her sleep while the fever broke, and thinking he'd die if she did. You're enough for me, he says. Raw, true. Her breath catches, stops, starts. Jacob, I need to tell you something. What? That night, after the storm, I almost said. She stops. Can't finish. What were you going to say? Long silence. Just there breathing. The cabin settling. Wood creaking. Then I was going to say I am falling in love with you. His heart stops. Starts. Hammers. But you didn't say it, he manages. I was afraid. Of what? Of being foolish. Of wanting something I cannot have. She pauses. Of losing you. Like I lost everyone else. He rolls toward her, faces her in the darkness. His hand cups her face, rough palm against her cheek. You're not going to lose me, and you cannot know that. I know I'm not leaving. I know I'm staying right here, with you, in this house, on this land, building whatever we build, raising this baby, making a life. His thumb traces her cheekbone. I know I love you. The words fall between them. Heavy, final, true. She goes very still. Her breathing stops. Say that again. I love you. Her hands find his face, trembling, shaking. I love you too. They kiss. First real kiss. Not desperate. Not rushed. Just present. Here, now, together. When they pull apart, both are crying, silent tears, running down faces, dripping onto the mattress. I did not think I would feel this again, she whispers. Me neither. They hold each other. The cabin around them. The land around that. The future spreading out uncertain and difficult, and theirs. Sleep comes slow. Neither wants to let go. Neither wants to stop touching, confirming, making sure the other is real, is here, is staying. Jacob wakes once in the night, checks that she's still there, still breathing, still his. She is. He sleeps again. Morning breaks. Sun through the oilcloth windows. Amber light filling the cabin. Warm. Soft. Ayana's already awake, watching him. Good morning, she says. Morning. I was thinking about what? About the garden. Where your wife, where Martha had her garden. We should plant there. In spring. 3 sisters. Corn, beans, squash. The way my mother taught me. You want to plant? We will need food. For winter. For the baby. And I like to grow things. My hands need dirt. Like hers did. He touches her face, her cheek, her jaw. Yeah, we'll plant. Come spring. She smiles, real smile, full and unguarded. We have much work to do. Yeah, we do. They rise, start the day. Your Jacob builds a fire in the fireplace. First fire in 3 years. The stones are cold, take time to heat. But smoke draws up the chimney. Good draft, no blockage. Ayana makes coffee. The pot. Martha's pot. Now there's boils. The smell fills the cabin. Rich, real, like home. They drink, plan, talk about what needs doing first. Roof, windows, fence, well needs checking. Shed needs repairs. And the land he'll need to ride to the county seat. See about taxes. Prove ownership. Make it legal. Make it theirs. The list is long, but they have time. Have each other. Have this. Before they go outside, before they start the work, Ayana touches his arm. Jacob. Yeah. Thank you. For what? For giving me a home. For giving me yourself. For... Her hand moves to her belly. For this. You gave me the same. Yes. We give each other everything. Yeah, we do. They step outside. The land spreads before them. Overgrown, wild, neglected. But theirs if they can hold it. If the county hasn't taken it. If squatters haven't claimed it. If in the distance. Movement. Jacob's hand goes to his belt. No weapon. Reflex. Useless. A wagon. Coming up the path toward the cabin. Single horse pulling. 2 people on the seat. His chest tightens. Ayana steps closer to him, her shoulder touching his. The wagon gets closer, closer. He recognizes the horse. Bay mare, white blaze, belongs to someone in the Mormon settlement. The man driving is the one from the general store. The one who called Ayana a squaw, who warned him people wouldn't accept them. Jacob's jaw sets, his hands open, close, preparing for what fight words, rejection. The wagon stops. 20 feet away, the man climbs down. Careful, deliberate. But someone else climbs down too. A woman, his wife. Jacob assumes, plump, middle-aged, kind eyes. The man approaches, stops, looks at Jacob, at Ayana. At the cabin. Miller, he says. Heard you were back. What do you want? The man reaches into the back of the wagon, pulls out a crate, wood, filled with supplies, flour, salt, coffee, seeds, tools, sets it on the ground between them. Wife and I, okay? We talked about before, about how we treated your wife. He says wife without hesitation, this time. Clear. Wasn't right. Wasn't Christian. We'd like to help. If you'll have it. Building supplies. Tools. Whatever you need. Jacob stares. Can't speak. Can't process this. The woman steps forward. Smiles at Ayana. I'm Sarah. Sarah Kimball. And I wanted to say I'm sorry, too, for how I acted in the store. For... She pauses, looks at Ayana's belly, the slight swell just starting to show. A baby needs community, needs other women around. When your time comes, I'd like to help, if you'll let me. Ayana's eyes fill. She grips Jacob's hand, hard. You would do this. Her voice shakes. Yes. We're neighbors. That's what neighbors do. The man Kimball nods. We can't speak for everyone. Some folks won't come around. But some of us, we believe in doing right, in helping people who need help. He tips his hat, climbs back on the wagon. His wife follows. They ride away. Jacob and Ayana stand there, staring at the crate on the ground, at the supplies, at proof that maybe, just maybe, They're not completely alone. What just happened? Ayana whispers. I think Jacob's throat is tight. I think maybe we're not alone after all. They carry the crate inside, unpack it together. Flour, real flour, not just dust. Salt, coffee beans, seeds for planting corn, beans, squash, nails, a hammer, saw, tools they could desperately need. At the bottom, a pie tin, still warm, apple. The smell fills the cabin. Ayana holds it, stares at it. Why? Don't know, but I'm not going to question it. That night they eat apple pie. First sweet thing either has had in months, maybe longer. It tastes like hope, like possibility, like maybe the world isn't entirely cruel, like maybe kindness still exists, like maybe they can build something here that lasts. But as Jacob lies in bed that night, Ayana curled against him, her hand on her belly where their child grows. One question burns in his mind. Can they trust it? Is this real? Or is it just another way the world will hurt them when they least expect it? Winter comes hard. First snow in late November. Light dusting that melts by noon. Then heavier, then constant. Ayana's belly swells, round, tight. The baby moves inside her now. Jacob sees it. Ripples across her skin. A foot pressing, an elbow. Something alive in there. Something theirs. She moves slower. Careful, one hand always supporting her back, the other on her belly, protective, constant. He does the work, all of it. Feeding the 3 cattle they bought with money from selling Martha's silver mirror, the one thing he'd kept. Traded finally for livestock, breaking ice on the water trough every morning. His hands crack and bleed in the cold. He doesn't complain. She tries to help. He stops her. You're carrying enough. I am not helpless. Didn't say you were. Said you're carrying enough. She relents. Sits by the fire. Sews small clothes from scraps. Tiny shirts. Diapers. Her hands never stop moving. Always making. Always preparing. January arrives. Cold settles in deep. Bone deep. The kind that doesn't leave. Ayana can't sleep. Too big. Too uncomfortable. Every position wrong. She lies on her side, her back, sits up. Nothing works. Jacob stays awake with her, rubs her back when it aches, brings water when she's thirsty. Doesn't sleep much himself. Watching, waiting, terrified. On a Tuesday or maybe Wednesday. He's lost track. She wakes him before dawn. Jacob. Her voice is different, tight, controlled. What? It is time. His heart stops, restarts, hammers. You're sure? Yes. He's on his feet, pulling on boots, coat. I'll get Sarah. Jacob. I'm going. Don't argue. He runs, through snow, through darkness. The Mormon settlement is 8 miles. He covers it in less than 2 hours, pounding on the Kimball door before the sun rises. Sarah answers, takes one look at his face. It's time. Yeah. Let me get my things. She's ready in minutes. Bag packed. Always ready. Jacob realizes she's been waiting. Prepared for this. They ride back together. The wagon too slow. Jacob wants to run, wants to fly, wants to be there already. When they arrive, Ayana is pacing, one hand on the wall, breathing through something. Pain, maybe? Contraction? She looks up when they enter. Relief floods her face. Sarah, I'm here, honey. Let's get you settled. Sarah takes over. Calm, competent. She's done this before, many times. Jacob can see it in the way she moves, the way she doesn't hesitate. You, she says to Jacob. Boil water, lots of it. Get clean cloths. He does, hands shaking, water sloshing. He steadies himself. The hours blur. Time loses meaning. Ayanna labors, walking, sitting, lying down. Nothing helps. The pain comes in waves. She breathes through it. Doesn't scream, just breathes. Deep, steady, determined. Jacob stays. Sarah didn't send him out. He holds Ayanna's hand, wipes sweat from her forehead, watches her suffer, and can't do anything. Can't fix it. Can't stop it. Can't help. Just be here, Mut. Stay. Day checks, monitors, gives quiet instructions. Almost there, and yet, soon. Breathe through it. That's right. Good. The sun climbs. Noon passes. Afternoon. The light starts to fade. All right, Sarah says. Her voice changes, sharper, focused. Next time you feel it, you push. Hard as you can. Ayanna nods, too tired to speak. Her hair plastered to her forehead, face gray, exhausted. The contraction builds. Jacob sees it, the way her whole body tenses, hardens. Now, Sarah says. Push. Ayanna bears down. Her hand crushes Jacob's, bones grinding. He doesn't pull away. Good. Again. Push. She does. Over and over, her breath coming in gasps, grunts, primal sounds, nothing left but effort. Need, determination. I see the head, Sarah says, calm, steady. One more, big one. Ayanna pushes. Everything she has, everything she is, poured into this one moment. A cry splits the air. Thin, high, angry. Sarah moves fast, hands sure, lifting, clearing, wrapping. It's a girl, she says, smiling. A healthy girl. She places the baby on Ayanna's chest. Tiny, red, screaming, covered in blood and fluids and life. Ayanna's hands come up, trembling, touch the baby, her baby, their baby. Oh, she breathes. Just that. Nothing else. Everything else. Jacob can't breathe, can't move, can't process what he's seeing. A baby. Their baby. Here. Real. Alive. The baby's eyes are closed. Fists curled tight. Mouth open. Crying. Announcing her existence to the world. She's perfect, Sarah says. Working. Cleaning. Tending. 10 fingers. 10 toes. Strong lungs. You did it, honey. You did so good. Ayanna's crying. Silent tears. Streaming down her face. She can't stop looking at the baby. Can't stop touching. Confirming. Making sure. Jacob's crying, too. Didn't know he was until he tastes salt. His vision blurs. Clears. Blurs again. Sarah finishes her work. Shows them how to hold her. How to wrap her. How to feed her. I'll stay tonight, Sarah says. Make sure everything's all right. Then I'll come back in a few days. Check on you both. Thank you, Ayanna whispers. Thank you for staying. Of course, honey. That's what we do. Night falls. Sarah sleeps in the chair by the fire. Jacob and Ayanna lie in bed, the baby between them, wrapped in the quilt, the star pattern, faded but clean. They watch her sleep. don't sleep themselves, too afraid to look away, too amazed to close their eyes. What should we name her? Ayana whispers. Jacob thinks. His mother's name was Ruth. Martha's mother was Elizabeth. Too many ghosts. Too much past. What does your mother's name mean? He asks. Dakota. It means friend to everyone. That's good. But maybe something new. For her, not carrying our histories. Just hers. Ayana nods. Studies the baby's face. Tiny nose. Rosebud mouth. Dark hair. She came in winter, and everything's cold and hard. But she is warm. She is. She pauses. Searching. Hope. Hope. Jacob repeats. Tests it. Feels how it sits. Yeah, that's right. Hope. The baby stirs, makes small sounds, not crying, just being, existing, here. Jacob touches her hand. Her fingers are so small, no bigger than his thumb. She grips his finger. Instinct. Reflex. But it feels like more. Like claiming. Like you're mine now. I'm yours. Winter passes slow. Day by day. Week by week. Hope grows. Changes. Her eyes open. Blue at first. Then darkening. Brown like her mother's. She learns to focus, to track faces, to smile. Sarah visits, weekly, sometimes more, brings food, supplies, advice, friendship. Other women come, hesitant at first, then bolder. Mormon women, bringing blankets, clothes, casseroles, wanting to see the baby, wanting to help. Not all of them. Some stay away. Some still won't look at Ayana, won't speak to Jacob. The world doesn't change overnight, doesn't change completely. But enough. Enough do. Spring arrives. The snow melts. The creek runs high, loud, full of snowmelt. Hope is 3 months old now. Fat. Healthy, her cheeks round, her eyes bright. Alert. Curious. Ayana carries her outside. First time. The baby blinks in the sunlight. Squints. Then opens her eyes wide, looking, seeing the world. They plant the garden. Jacob breaks the earth, the frost-damaged soil, hard, resistant, but it yields. Eventually. Ayana follows. Hope strapped to her chest in cloth. The baby watching. She drops seeds. Corn first. 3 per mound, hand-width apart. 1 for the worm, May says to the baby, and to Jacob, and to the earth. 1 for the crow, 1 to grow. When the corn sprouts, green shoots pushing through dark soil, they plant beans next to the corn stalks. Support for climbing, last comes squash. Between the rows, spreading, protecting. 3 sisters, Ayana says, touches Hope's head, soft, gentle, working together, like family. Summer, the garden grows, corn reaching for the sky, beans spiraling up the stalks, squash spreading across the ground, green everywhere, life everywhere. They work every day, weeding, watering, tending, hope in the cradle Jacob made, set in the shade. She watches them. Coos, make sounds, learning to talk in her own language. The fence goes up, post by post, rail by rail, marking boundaries, claiming space. This is ours. This land. This life. 3 cattle will become 5, then 7, Calves born in spring, healthy, strong, the herd growing. The cabin transforms, roof repaired, windows fixed, real glass now, the garden producing, the shelves filling with preserved food. One evening late summer, sun dropping low, they sit on the porch Jacob built. 2 chairs, simple, handmade, view of the garden, the fionn, the Ketelmiln grazing. Hope sits on Ayana's lap, grabbing at air, at nothing, at everything, babbling. The sky turns orange, then purple, then star-filled. Jacob's hand finds Ayana's. Their fingers intertwine, natural, automatic. Jacob, yeah. Are you happy? He doesn't answer right away. Looks at the land, the cabin, the garden, the cattle, Ayana. Hope thinks about the trading post, about being bound, about being property, about losing everything, about being alone, about being nothing. Then thinks about this, here, now. Didn't think I'd get to be happy again, he says. His voice rough, true. After Martha, after losing everything, I figured loneliness was what I earned, what I deserved. And now I think maybe loneliness was the punishment. For giving up, for not trying. He squeezes her hand. And maybe this is what comes after. When you stop punishing yourself. When you let someone in. I am happy too, she says. Quiet. I did not think anyone would want me, would choose to stay. I'm staying. I know. I believe you now. Hope reaches for her father. Tiny hand grabbing air. Jacob takes her, lifts her. She's heavier now, growing, solid. She grabs his beard, pulls. He winces. Ayana laughs. The evening star rises. Bright, steady, first star of night. They sit, the 3 of them. Family, the house behind them, the land before them, the future spreading out uncertain, but theirs. Not grand, not perfect, not easy, but real, built with their own hands. From nothing but 2 people choosing each other, choosing to stay. Hope falls asleep, her head on Jacob's shoulder, breathing slow, even, trusting. He looks at Ayana, she looks at him, no words needed, just knowing, just being, just this. The land sleeps under stars, their land, their life, their second chance, built from brokenness, from loss, from 2 people who had nothing finding everything in each other. The cabin stands, the fence holds, the garden waits for harvest. And here on this porch, 3 people who were alone are alone no more. The wind picks up, brings the smell of sage and growing things, of earth and rain and possibility. Tomorrow they'll wake, work, build, survive. But tonight they sit, together, safe, home, and that's enough. More than enough. Everything. There's something quiet that settles after a story like this. Not resolution, exactly. Just the weight of knowing that 2 people found each other when everything else had been taken away. That kind of heaviness sits tender in the chest. Many of us know what it means to be invisible, to stand in a room and feel unseen, and to carry loneliness so long it becomes familiar as breathing. Perhaps you've known that particular ache, the one that comes from wanting to matter to someone again, from wondering if there's still a place for you in this world. Jacob and Ayana didn't find answers. They didn't fix what was broken. They just chose to stay when leaving would have been easier. Built something small and real when the world offered them nothing. And maybe that's all it ever is, two people deciding that together is better than alone, that showing up is enough. Their story doesn't need to teach us anything. It's allowed to simply rest as it is. A man and a woman and a baby on a porch, the land around them, the quiet of evening settling in. Some things don't need to be explained or understood. They just need to be witnessed. Thank you for staying with them all the way to this ending, for sitting here in the stillness with me.